Hey everybody, today I'm excited to show you another cool gadget that I got from the guys at DF Robot. Now these guys were kind enough to send me Lotte Panda Iota and I tested that as a cool single board computer. This is an AI vision sensor. It has over 20 algorithms already, so you can try object recognition, gesture recognition, things of that nature. It has the ability to act as an MCP server. It has 6 TOPS of power. You can use it with your robots to give them contextual awareness. It has a replaceable camera module. It has a 2.4-inch display. Because it has support for LLM, it's more than just a camera. It has understanding, so you can actually think. You can use this with a robot or you can use it as a standalone. You also, from what I've seen, you can scan a QR code to add new experience with new models. So this is what you get. That's in the back. You have your microphone, all these different ports. Your 2.4-inch display that has a screen protector. You can remove those screws and remove the camera module, add another lens, for example, Wi-Fi module. What else you get? You get these accessories, these cables that you need for connection, the accessory kit with all the different screws. This is the power board. I just connected it to a power adapter. I'm just trying to see what's included. We just want to remove this to access the camera. Let's just go and you can track an object. Let's do that. So if I tap on this, track this item, you see name, let's say adapter. See, it says adapter. You have the option to easily import and export models. Let's say the name. Let's say Apple. So it says Apple, so it tracks it. So this is pretty cool for classifying different objects. Go to your system settings to set your Wi-Fi information. HuskyLens 2. You can adjust the screen brightness if you want. There is an LED here that you can adjust. What about this? RGB light, and you can change colors. You can format your SD card if you put one in there, and this is where you put your memory card in there. Multiple languages are supported. You're looking at a very compact size. I'm just gonna try the line tracker. Let's see how that works. So this is the line tracker and I have this. See, if you have a robot and you want it to follow this line, you'll be able to see and follow that, so it has the data that it needs. So if you put a robot on this, you'll be able to see where it needs to go. Hand recognition. So this is great for applications that require hand tracking. Even though you have the ability to load your own models, it also has a good face recognition feature. It even works on these, so I can get close and see fear. So that's kind of a neutral face, can detect what I'm looking at. The face recognition feature works with real humans and also even if you made them with AI. Facial emotion recognition is what I needed. Face recognition is just detects the face, whereas this detects emotion. Now I can change these settings. So if you see there are issues, you can change the threshold, for example. What happens if I reduce this? And if I do that, let's get the temperature. It does get a little bit warm, but not too warm. That's uncomfortable, but you are processing information with AI. So this is the screen. Usually you stick this to the back of your phone. It also has pass-through charging, but in this case I'm just attaching it to my HuskyLens 2, and now I can take it outside without really a complex setup, just to test. It's the cell phone. That's a cat. If your threshold is too much, it won't really easily detect anything, whereas in this case it will show you the cat and the smartphone. So if I reduce this, it's gonna detect everything. You can also recognize all these different things. It's too busy. I'll probably just gonna change that to that, so it recognizes the chair. I've lowered the threshold and you see all the whites are being recognized. My HuskyLens 2 also came with a Wi-Fi module, which you can attach by opening it. Just gotta make sure that you're careful with the adhesive there, and you also get this microscopic lens. The installation process is easy. See those two screws? Just remove those. You remove that lens and you attach this. Don't have to do a whole lot. If you wanna attach the Wi-Fi module, you have to open it. You get things like this to apply, just in case you need it. This is everything that was included. So that's the power board. I'm gonna explain it to you. This is the power board, and you have your ports here for your projects, whether you want to use this on the robot, UI gadgets, that has you covered. This is the button that you can use for training. If you want to learn something, you center the item that you want to, for example, learn its color, and then you press that button. This is your Wi-Fi module you have to install, and this is your metal accessory kit, and this is again for your power, all the cables that you need. You can get it started by just connecting this to your computer. That's not a problem. It already has an algorithm that recognizes objects. We have two settings: detection threshold, which is if you increase that, then you're going to need a higher level of confidence for detection, whereas with the NMS, that's how your duplicate boxes are removed. You can already detect these. It's a keyboard, that's a mouse. If I go here, make sure that I want to learn this, the keyboard, you press that button to learn, and that's a mouse. The export and import functions are great if you want to move your data from one HuskyLens to another. Another fun feature is face recognition. I go to face recognition, it will try to learn this face. Let's learn it. And then you can also change detection threshold, all these things from the previous recognition threshold. Face features I can turn off if I want. I can give this person a name, let's say Lim, it doesn't matter. So it says Lim. There's an RGB light, see? You see that light there? That comes on when a face is recognized, so it's giving me feedback there. Multi-face acceleration is great if you have multiple faces, more than 3 for example, that are already ID'd. You get a smoother experience, but the accuracy a little bit drops, so there's that. Now I'm gonna learn this as well. That's phase 2. I'm gonna learn this as well. That's phase 3. I'm gonna give them names. That's Tesla, that's Edison. To track this, I have to make sure that it's centered there, and then I set a name for it. Let's type some name. I say it's camera, and it's getting tracked. So this is the object. We just dragged and centered, so it's tracked. Again, it's very easy to do that, and this is again great if you're building a robot. We have our color recognition. In this case, let's say I want to recognize that color, so I'm already in the center. So that color ID 1, I have to go, I can change the color tolerance, but let's just say that is red. So that's red. That's another color. So that's the second color. That's ID 2. Let's go and set that. That's silver. That's red. Now with that value, you see too many boxes, which is kind of a problem. Multiple colors can be recognized. Next cool feature is self-learning. So in this case, we want to learn this new object. So once it's in the middle of that, I'm going to press, then I can name it. Now you see it recognizes that as a drone, that's a UFO. Here's one of my favorites, the hand recognition feature. No name. The reason is because I've already reset and forgot all the names. So in this case, I'm just gonna press that, and this is going to be recognized as gesture ID 2. Name it, and that way it will recognize what we're dealing with. I gave it the name, so now this is open hand. This is the number 1 gesture. We're going to do multi-angle learning. For that, I'm going to have to hold this. So let's say, so I will learn it from different angles. That's the 3-finger multi-angle learning. The same process applies for tags. Your system settings has your device information, your connection port, I2C for example, your protocol, your screen brightness. Just going to use this tool to remove these. So we just remove that, and this is what you have inside. This is the direction. So it's a plug and play design. Just going to make sure that this goes there and attaches, and the connection is made, and then you're set. You just remove this obviously, but you put the screws back in. I just removed that. That's the lens protector. This was the original camera. You see the connectors there, and this is the new microscopic camera. You have to look at something that is very small. You can see my skin, for example, from a distance. You can see these hairs. This is the Latte Panda. Let's see if we can see it with this. To attach the Wi-Fi module, which is one of these tiny cards, you have to remove these 4 screws. Let's see if I can remove this without. This is the display connector, so you don't want to damage that. This is, you hold this here and you can remove it from here. Now you see there is an adhesive there that you don't want to get damaged, because that covers the computing unit where your Wi-Fi goes. So this is inside of your device. This is your Wi-Fi module. You have to put this in, so it has to go in to make sure that this thing closes. So just close this, and now it's ready to go. Now with this, I can turn on and connect to these different networks. I have an IP. Use the MCP server and other advanced features. You want to go to the version 1.1.6. That's how you attach your micro SD card. Once I have my SD card there, I can repair or format it. One thing you can do is train your own model. So first of all, I update the firmware. So when you update that, you're going to have your camera, your video streaming capability. There's also an MCP server, and also add your own models. So these are models that you train yourself. How I do it here is I go to Mind Plus. It's a very simple process. There are multiple ways to do it. You can do it with advanced Python, for example. All the different ways that are available. Here I went to object detection. Just wait for it to initialize. The way it works is you can get data from your webcam, or you can upload something. You're going to have to upload something that's tagged. I go to my annotation setting. I select the data. I create a tag for it. Let's say watch. Now here I have to choose. Like there, you click, and then that's your watch. Now this is not perfect. You have to have a white background. That's better. I'm just using this as an example. I already did this. You need at least 20. Too few, it's not going to work. So I have already tagged these. Milk. You see, you have all these tagged. And then when I say train, it's going to go through the process. In this case, says it's complete. You can validate it, or you can export it. A very simple design. You can export the model, and it gives you the file in zip format. You just have to wait a little bit. This is the model that I have. So now we have this, and you can choose how you want to package it. You can go with Mind Plus. You can change the language as well. You can do a custom. You can create your directory. You can choose the name, the icon for your app, which you need to access it through HuskyLens. And that's pretty much about it. Then you have to play around with this and make sure you have all your data ready. But that's how it works. You can change thresholds, save configuration. This also has a camera feature now. I can also record a video with that button. You can connect this to a Arduino or Raspberry Pi with the power board and do all kinds of experiments, or you can just use a power bank like this, bring it outside and use the camera, for example, take photos of this cat for training. You can also do videos, and you push this button to stop it. You also have video streaming capability, So you just have to enable, see how you want to do it. Just going to enable this. So now that's ready. Now I'm going to use VLC, connecting my HuskyLens to the Latte Panda IOTA. And now I'm going to try the live streaming feature. Let's say I want to try hand recognition. I tap on that now. This is where you have to enter to connect. You say open network stream. That's the IP that I had. And now you'll be able to see. So that's what the camera is seeing. See that? I've trained this to recognize basic gestures. So that's 2 fingers. I've tagged it to recognize it as that. You can watch what's coming out on your monitor, which is convenient. For Windows 11, you have to install this as a network adapter. The instructions are available online. You also have the option to try the MCP server. Once you connect to Wi-Fi, you get that, and that's ready for connection. You can also create your own MCP. So first you're gonna go and download the Cherry Studio, get your credentials for Google AI Studio, choose the model, in this case Gemini for example, we choose that. You enter your credentials here, you choose the model, you check the connection. In this case, let's say I'm testing this, it says connection is successful, and once that's successful, you have to go and start creating an MCP. So you create a MCP here, you quickly create it, you add the information there, and then you can connect to it through the HuskyLens. See this? This goes here. Make sure you get everything right. In this case, you want to have the IP exactly as it is on the device. Then have this. In my case, I'm using this model with my MCP. I also have the ability to use Gemini. When I ask it, it connects to HuskyLens, and forget the name. That name, this is the name of the MCP. It's not Gemini that's using it, but that shows what the device can do. See? So this is my MCP working. This is my cell phone. Let's see if it can see it. So that's how the MCP works. You can just interact with it and get information by chatting with the AI. That's about it. This was the HuskyLens 2. I'm going to do more tests with this. I'm still learning all the features, and this video got way too long, so I have to probably cut it in multiple parts for the future. I wanted to train it for a chessboard and create a game that you can control with gestures, but this video just got too long because it has too many features. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.